I was a general, a hero of the elven nation. For 2 centuries, I battled with the demonic infestation in our lands, earning myself a seat on the Winter Council. I suppose they felt justified to use darker methods on monsters. Then I learned of another threat to the great elven people, drow. Imagine my surprise. A whole second war fought in the shadows, a secret so well kept that they slew their own to hide the drow existence. Thought I'd fit right in. You see, a demon will shriek and holler charging forward to impale itself on your weapon. Drow slip in the cover of darkness, slitting the throats of half your camp before alarm was raised. They poisoned your supplies, their mages talented in the art of terrorism. I admired them, but something needed to be done or these battles would never cease. Then, Abraxas sent me an answer. Forbidden magics thought forever lost. We could pluck an asteroid out of space and plunge it into the heart of the enemy. The council stripped me of my title, giving me monster as its replacement. Then it happened. My transformation. I learned then in their fear the true threat of this world. Elves who stand idle with their enemies growing. Elves who abandon their own like they had 10,000 years ago to their deaths. Drow is evolution, the true elf. Not some sniveling coward who flees at the first sight of danger. Now I see my true calling. I will correct the elven problem. I will correct the demon problem. Stand in my way, and I will correct you.
Hello, everybody. I'm Gamer Becka.
What happened there?
I almost said Gamer Lynn. I don't know.
Well, I'm Gamer Lynn.
I don't know who I am.
Oh Lord.
I'm sorry.
You gonna try that one more time?
Yes. Hello, everybody. I'm Gamer Becka.
I'm Gamer Lynn.
I think we are 10
times 10. Apparently, it was Freaky Friday happening.
I had an identity crisis.
Okay.
For like a second.
Oh, sweet Lord.
For like 5 seconds. I'm sorry. Anyways, hello. Welcome back, everybody. We're unboxing, not really, kind of, showing our favorites and stuff of the Pathfinder Battles Darklands Rising stuff.
See.
And see.
Perfect capture.
Yeah.
This baby was a whammy. This set touched on everything from the good to the bad, and then from the bad to the best, and just like it's a roller coaster that we're about to take you on. Because even then too, it's like there's so many more miniatures that we would like to show off, whatever. Mm-hmm. But due to time constraints of our videos, plus your attention
spans and that sort of thing, I have wanted to ask if like people would rather have like 20-minute videos like versus like the 40-minute monster videos.
Because I mean, as much as you probably don't want to see a video that long, mm-hmm. We're trying to shorten it, but at the same time too, there's ideas on our brain, there's things that we want to show you that are so cool.
There's a lot to share.
Yeah, we have a lot to share.
Yeah.
A lot of love for you guys.
Yeah.
So let's just get down to it.
Yes.
So this one, I took on the player aspect and you took on the DM aspect.
I did.
So as a player, I'm gonna go ahead and start off with a small little whammy of a gnome scout.
Ooh.
Now, there was a lot of gnomes in this set.
Yes.
And this gnome scout, I really like because, again, the color of it, the stance that the gnome is taking as far as, what was it, a pickaxe? Yeah, pickaxe. basically kind of leaning over the shoulder, leaning down, staying low, looking almost like a scout stance, what you would imagine. And already being a gnome, being short, it's like nails it.
Bang.
But the other thing I liked about it too, that the alternate to it is a deep gnome that takes a similar stance. And the aesthetic of him is way more kind of like darkly garbed, of course. So I definitely believe he would nail it. I would have picked that one, but I don't see too many options of being a deep gnome.
Yeah, it's like, it's not even like, it's not only like the dark garb, but also to the flesh tone.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
it's pretty awesome.
What you got?
I have a Attic Whisperer.
Oh, the little scary girl looking thing.
It's creepy. Okay, so like it's interesting because like it's essentially like the figure is like a creepy like girl, or it looks like kind of a girl, I guess, with like a little bunny who's like clutching the little bunny close to her and whatnot. On the actual miniature, she has no face. She doesn't really have hair. It's like a weird like abnormal dome.
It reminds me of those little spirit things from like.
Oh yeah, Studio Ghibli.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it's cute and creepy.
Yeah.
It's like a cute
like
thing.
from a distance, you will probably be tricked by this thing to get close.
Yeah.
Thinking it's a little girl.
No.
And then you get this close, it's probably too late.
Yup. All right, what you got?
All right, I got a Kinku.
Kinku!
I love this Kinku because one, again, nice play with the colors because you don't really see the mixing of like blues and yellows and things like that, like brightly colors. And it's on a Kinku who is donning two fans as if in the midst of a kind of ceremonial dance that it's doing.
Yes.
So me being a big fan of like Tianjin lore in Pathfinder, and also to this race is kind of like being popularized more so in that region when they do choose to do stories in that region outside of Jade region. I'm a sucker for it every time.
Awesome.
I love it.
Oriental.
Yep.
All right, I have something that's definitely not Oriental.
Oh, this is
we're on
dope.
the other side of the world now. Here, it's like we've got leprechauns.
That is dope.
Like, it's so funny because it's literally like a generic, like typical, stereotypical looking leprechaun, like with like the little money bag and like the striped up socks and the green garb with the hat and everything and the buckled shoes. Like it's a leprechaun.
You borderline about to scream my Lucky Charms.
Right, exactly.
I thought it was dope. I was like, oh yeah, leprechauns. They're like lore and aesthetic that you can use in a D&D Pathfinder / tabletop role-playing game.
And I don't even remember like the last time we've ever encountered a leprechaun in any of our games.
I don't think I've ever encountered a leprechaun.
Which is so funny because I'm like, okay, well, there it is.
There it is. Now here's the excuse.
Bam.
All right. Next I got, of course, when you talk about Darklands or Underdark or any playoff of such a thing, you gotta go with a drow rogue.
Oh goodness, the drows.
So I'm ready because our good DM, Matt, shout out to you, my man.
Yes.
Loves drows. Like I have a good appreciation of drows too. From having Matt run a campaign with heavy drow influence.
Yeah.
One that he ran in the past and one he's running for us now.
Yes.
But also too, I do love their look. The dark tones with the highlighted white hair. Their society reminds me of kind of like a darker path taken Europe meets Africa kind of aesthetic to it. It's hard to explain. I would probably need more time to do it or get into it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
But it's a lot.
A lot to get into.
They just look really cool though.
Yes.
Like, if it wasn't for the heinous things that they could probably do to you. All right, moving on.
Okay, I have a fairy.
Oh yeah, that fairy.
It's called a lurker in light. But yeah, it was like it literally looks like a little fairy. It's kind of cool. It's purple robes and stuff, and little translucent ethereal wings and whatnot. And
like shout out to whoever designing it, because like the wings on it are so small, yet though there's like very good detail on it.
Quite definitely. And it's interesting too because like he's got horns as well.
Like I'm pretty sure, because I know there's like different types of fays and spirits and things like that, and they run into different categories. I always written that side off a little bit more as also too being like elven kind of like lore, and I'm not really big on it. Even though drow fall into that line too, but they're like the
they're dark elves.
The dark side of that story, and then it's like, you know, dark side of a story. Who doesn't want to read that? I'm gonna go with this one next.
Okay.
All right. So we got here a Hellspawn monk.
Yeah.
Now, with the Hellspawn monk, I'm pretty sure this is maybe trying to be more like a bad guy play kind of thing. Like this is more of a GM arsenal, but it looks so humanoid and comes off so strongly tiefling, because again, tieflings are kind of like Hellspawn too, that this easily could be a play of characters, you know, tiefling monk.
Sure.
So it looks almost stereotypical with the garbs, but I don't know, how else do you dress up a monk?
Getting into the more bizarre, have a scarecrow. We were actually in, of course, one of Matt's campaigns in the Strahd campaign. We were attacked by a bunch of scarecrows. It was like the creepiest thing.
Okay, I don't remember Matt pulling out any. That's a campaign that you and another group of people were playing with Matt.
Well, you just joined.
Oh, I just joined now.
So, but anyways, yes, scarecrows. As seeing them utilized, I was like, ooh, as a DM, it'd be quite fun to be able to spook the characters and whatnot, especially seeing what they can do. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
So.
All right. Last but not least, for player character kind of choice, I went with the Hollowborn Rogue. I love the look of this miniature here. It's a rogue. It gets across with the two like short swords that it has in his hands. The nice little stance, the dark colored garbs that he is wearing. It almost looks like he could be of some type of drow descent with the white hair, but then again, I think that's another aspect of Hollowborns, is that they lose some kind of like coloring maybe to their hair to represent that or get that idea across, along with the darker tint to the skin. So definitely, I think they make great rogues. And yeah, that's a good miniature.
Right on. For my last one, I've got this one is Norn. I believe this one is a named character. It's like this person essentially, it kind of looks like a hag, holding on to, I know that's a pair of scissors. I don't know what else is in her hand though. I want to say it's like it kind of looks like a candle, but at the same time it almost looks like a bell. It's very interesting.
Okay.
But she's like floating.
Yeah, I had to recheck in the book too, because like
also has horns.
Yeah, it has horns. The miniature look and everything, the aesthetic of it gives off vibes of like Baba Yaga.
Yeah. So
and I don't think their Baba Yaga was named Norn, but I could be wrong.
I don't know.
I have to do some more research on that one.
Yeah. But yeah. Those are our 5 for a player in DM. So let's jump into our faves.
All right.
If you guys want to see all the other ones, let us know in the comments.
Really? Because there were some really good ones.
We'll show them off. So.
All right. I'll go ahead and start it off. And I got to go with... All right. I got to start small a little bit.
Oh, okay.
All right. This one's really cool. So, all right. And another thing too, so a little bit of the bad with this set. Even though I thought I would like the idea of it, but now that it's in front of me, it makes it really, really hard. So they went with clear bases this time, which is really, really cool. I think that helps to, when you are using them on the mat, to get across the idea that they're not sitting on these black platforms, that they're actually integrated into the terrain, especially how good terrain is starting to get for these like layouts that people are able to now build with Dwarven Forge, with WizKids stuff, and stuff that I'm looking forward to showing you guys. But the problem is now it's like, okay, when it comes to reading the name and tracking the number
yeah.
stuff, it's so translucent that it's hard to read it.
Yeah.
So like, yeah. So I was having a hard time there, and my eyes adjusting a little better. Blood Mist. So this is a misty, ethereal-looking skeleton creature that seems to be like basically it's like blood mist that's coming up to form into some type of humanoid figure that go out and attack. And it really does a good job. Oh man, wait, yeah, pretty sure we got a close-up going up on it, but man, it looks so like even the skull, it's got like mouth formation coming.
It has very like Carnage vibes.
Yeah, Carnage vibes to it. Great, it's beautiful.
So I guess I'll start small too. So this is a Wochwyrd. Wochwyrd. I think it's Wochwyrd. It's Wyrd. So it looks like a Kasafin that is, or at least where I've seen them introduced was Starfinder and whatnot.
So it's not an actual Kasarthan.
Okay.
But I want to say they probably have a close relation.
Possible descendants?
Maybe because there's confusion, I think, or like there's play on confusion in the lore or storytelling that happens with it between the two of them.
Oh, I see.
But yeah, I think they actually are a separate race and are in the bestiary of Starfinder. Mm-hmm. I think that was the first time I ever saw them. Mm. So it's really cool to see them here in the Pathfinder, which goes to show you that relationship between Starfinder and Pathfinder. Like, sometimes you can bridge those gaps. It's just a matter of being creative with storytelling, or does your story deal with that?
Yep. But yeah,
because it can happen.
There's that. And you?
Oh, so let's go with the Cavern Troll.
Woo!
Now this one, again, you don't have to go too crazy sometimes with the idea of getting across like certain things. Like, granted, looking at it, it looks more like a golem to me than a troll. But then again, though, I love the idea of trying to show different aspects on how the play on a troll can be. And definitely, I think this one kind of gets it across a little bit, even though, again, the aesthetics of it gets lost. That my first assumption is it's a golem.
Huh. Okay, so this guy, or lady, is the wood giant. It's funny because like most of the giants that we get are usually like men.
Yeah. So it's, even though the book, I love the book's aspect when it describes things always in the female perspective or describing it as a female. Mm-hmm. Like for instance, a player character. Rarely do you hear the he or the lines read he, the rogue, or whatever. It's more like it's almost always she. There probably is a few books out there that does do the he, but most of my experience coming up in tabletop role playing has always been she.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's like she looks absolutely fierce.
All right, moving on. Now I'm starting to get into some of the bangers.
Woo!
All right, we got here Zon-Kuthon Midnight Lord.
Oof.
I love this miniature because as soon as I saw it, I thought it was Zon-Kuthon, which I was like a little bit disappointed at first. Oh. I was like, man, I would imagine Zon-Kuthon would be a bigger miniature than being a medium size. Even though, granted, I imagine he is medium size, but then again, though, he's a guy too, so he could probably be any size he wants to.
True.
Or Avatar, be bigger. But then it was like, oh, okay, it's a Midnight Lord, so it's a minion. So then it was like, oh, that's really cool. This minion went this far to look like his patron. Problem with this miniature, though, as you'll probably see here, and I don't know, it's possibly just, again, being in the box and being beat up or tossed around or something that made that happen.
Yeah.
Glue could easily fix that. I'm not gonna knock points on that. Mm-hmm. But this guy really looks good. Mid boss, and definitely a great representation of Zon-Kuthon, of being a follower. Mm-hmm. So I had to give him props.
So this one makes me physically ill. The flesh warp. Here. I partially don't even want to try and pronounce this next word. Sorry, Matt. It's Urnakurs. Yeah.
Let me go ahead and throw my hat.
You want to try?
Yeah, I'll try. Throw my.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna probably get this really bad too. Flesh warped. Irna curse. Inner curse? I think I probably nailed it. Inner curse.
Okay. Anyways.
Double it down on inner curse.
Like I said, this thing. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah, it looks gross.
I hate it.
It's got so much gloss on it too that it looks wet. It definitely gets it across the idea of being wet.
And the reason why I picked it is because I hate it so much, which means that it is effective, because flesh warps are supposed to look disgusting because it's literally like an amalgamation of flesh.
Twisted and turned on it, whatever is original.
Disgusting. So it's doing its job because it is absolutely repulsive, and I can't stand it. I hate it. What do you have?
Okay, I'm gonna go with this thing's crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Animan Knight Golem.
Bro.
This is probably, I don't know. I won't say the hugest. It's close up there to that turtle.
It's the beefiest boy.
The beefiest miniature we've come across.
Swole.
And I mean, it's swole. I remember these things in Pathfinder being swole, but seeing it actually in person is another thing.
Like swole with the pot belly. So
yeah,
cute.
swole with a pot belly, and then even too, like, the thickest part of it, and probably the heaviest part of it is actual smoke.
Mm-hmm.
Because this thing is solid.
Yeah.
This part right here is.
You could bludgeon somebody with that thing.
I know you heard that.
Also, do not bludgeon anybody
Please.
with that thing.
Please don't. I don't care how heated the table gets.
It's a word.
Because for real, somebody picks this up, I'm going to consider that a deadly weapon.
Out of what we had 4 bricks, we pulled
4?
4.
We pulled 4 of those
So like
things.
literally like one.
So it's like, it's guaranteed that.
Yeah, one of these out of every 8 boxes.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's madness.
It's
Not to mention
crazy.
too, it's like we pulled other things too that's almost, if not a little bit bigger, equivalent to its size as well.
Yeah.
Which we'll show here in a second.
Yeah.
But yeah, this box sets are worth your money.
Oh.
Because the percentile for you to pull something really big and really nice is up there.
Yeah, you could literally have like an army of those things. My next one is Shogoth, I believe. This is the more I look at this thing, the more creeped out I get. It's like literally like, oh gosh, it's like a blob amoeba slime thing. Like imagine like just black ooze just like just contorting and everything and like coming at you and stuff like that. It's like slightly looking like weird tendrils and worms, but it has eyes everywhere. It's got mouths everywhere, and it's just horrendous.
Oh yeah, that thing's deadly.
I
I think I've read about them once before, and it's just like, yeah, everything about them is deadly.
Oh my gosh.
All right, cream of the crop for me, and it was love at first sight, because I think it was my first box that I opened that I ran across this. The Allevrah Regent, which is this huge Asian influence looking tree.
Like a bonsai tree.
Like a bonsai tree.
It's like walking.
And he is
It's
just
beautiful.
He is so detailed.
Yeah.
He is colored so greatly. The aesthetic of him just looks so beautiful. And again, with me, always, Asian kind of things or whatever always kind of get me.
Yeah.
Not to say I want to see this in real life. I see a tree get up and start walking. Best believe I'm going to be the first one with a torch.
I mean, no, we make friends.
You make friends.
Yeah.
I will run it for my life.
We make friends.
But I'll at least be like, while I'm running, going, it was beautiful for a second.
It was beautiful for a second.
It was beautiful for a second until the fear and dread just took over.
Okay. The magnum opus de coup de grace, the last but not least whatsoever.
Woo!
This gorgeous thing. The
Jabberwoch.
jabberwoch. I keep wanting to call it jabberwocky, but it's jabberwoch.
So, Yeah. I think it was
was.
Pathfinder First Edition, one of the last few bestiaries where I think it got the cover art. And I was like, and I was just thinking too in my head, like, oh my god, there's actually jabberwochs.
Surprise!
Like, why would you want to fight that?
Why not?
Because
are you befriended and you go flying in the air?
No, I don't think you can befriend them.
You don't know.
I don't know, but I mean, I don't think it's in their nature to really befriend.
I know they might be evil, huh?
I don't think they're inherently evil. I just think they're just naturally to them. They're like an off-breed or off-brand to a dragon, which again, some dragons can be.
Do the dragons like shun them?
I'm pretty sure if a dragon saw it, it'd be
consider them like abominations. Like
probably either abomination
like,
or
screw you,
it will become a territorial thing, or just naturally like I almost want to associate this thing with winter dragon. They're not too smart.
Oh.
I don't think they're highly intelligent.
Okay.
Like I don't think they're like just baseline dumb creatures or nothing, but I don't think they're high on that table of intelligence.
I want one.
And then you're talking about a creature that can only be killed by a vorpal weapon.
Oh yeah.
And trust me, like every time I played a campaign, my goal has always been to try to get a vorpal sword usually, especially since I play a lot of samurais in a lot of campaigns. So
I forgot about that.
Yeah, they can only be killed by a vorpal sword. A vorpal sword, if you're not knowing, is basically a slashing weapon that when you crit, cuts off the head of the thing and kills it instantly if it's a creature that depends on having its head, which I believe that is a creature that depends on having its head.
Now, yours.
Okay, no, that was it. So,
oh,
this was our top 10s.
Oh, we're done?
Yeah, we're technically done.
Oh.
Yeah.
I can't count. Okay.
Yeah. But since you are saying, and you do see a miniature over to my right.
That's why I was confused.
We're going to, on this video, do a little special mention because, again, there were so many good ones.
Honorable mention.
But I had to give this one an honorable mention because of how huge that. And I'm saying, we pulled, I think, 4 of these as well.
Yes.
So.
Yes, we did.
This is a linge spider. When we first pulled this out, I was like, wait, is this a spider that's hanging upside down off of its own webbing with a back cocoon of webs? I was like, that is genius. This is like the greatest idea to get across a spider, and how easily like it can just hide in its home and come down on an unsuspected target and just like either snatch them up, web them up.
And it's happened to us.
So, this is a great miniature.
Yes.
And that's why it was hard to not be able to not show it. But also too, there was a flaw to this miniature. So, upon examining it, I actually I was thinking about grabbing the one that didn't work out so well, because the problem with this is this thing is heavy. This thing is solid. This thing is really, really heavy. And we'll probably get a closer look to it here in a minute, a little gap here where it's not touching. And there's probably a little bit of support back here where it's touching against the cocoon.
Yeah.
But other than that, everything comes up to this little thread, which is pretty solid too. And the cocoon is solid. But the problem is though, there's not too many touch points on this thing.
Yeah. So
once you put it back into a box, or probably from it being transported to your store, or you just taking it home, there's a lot of chances where it could get, even though it's in good plastic and stuff like that, but sometimes they pop out too. But there's still a good chance where this weight gravity will just take hold.
Mm-hmm.
And literally what's attached to the base is probably like a good sliver going across the back, but still a sliver of this cocoon touching onto the actual base.
Yeah. And so what I had suggested that they do is something more so like the like a wave sort of design.
Yeah.
Where you have actually like some of the web at the base, and then have
it coming forward, and it's actually a good grip onto the base.
Yeah, so that way you actually have it supported on the bottom there, and then still have the effect at the top with the curvature.
Yeah. That was a special honor mention to that one. These were our picks, but wait, there's more.
Oh yeah.
As our little goodbye as we're going out from the video. Oh my goodness. Woo! There's no way to get around this. This is gonna block the whole thing. Oh my god!
I know.
So
the beefiest boy.
This here is Minkare? Minkare?
I don't know.
I think it's Minkare.
Okay.
The Great Worm Gold Dragon. Now, this one, there ain't no denying. This is a beautiful dragon.
Yeah.
This dragon is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love the wings on them. I love the tail. I love the stance. I love the stone and everything like that. The only thing that was missing for me that I was like, even too, when I was talking with Matt about gold dragons and stuff like that, I always love that aesthetic of the kind of like
the whiskers,
the Manchu kind of whisker thing or whatever coming off of them, and stuff like that. And it's I almost want to say it is a stereotypical kind of like nod to Oriental influence and stuff, which again you don't always need. But sometimes, though, for me, for helping to make it differential from other dragons a little bit more, I do miss that aesthetic a little bit. But I can do without it. Because he looks awesome.
Yes. Anyways, these were our picks.
Yeah.
Here's a dragon.
Here's another off-brand dragon that's just as dangerous.
Word.
This is really good for DMs.
Yes.
This set not bad for players, but really good for DMs.
For sure.
So if you're a DM, go out there and get you a couple boxes.
Get you some.
Get you some. If you're a player character, or you're playing to try to get you a miniature to play for your character, this is a drow kind of thing. Drows, gnomes.
Underdark.
Yeah, if it's dark.
Darklands.
Yeah, Darklands.
Da-ba-da. So yeah.
It nails the idea.
Bam. All right. Until next time, everyone. I'm Gamer Becka.
I'm Gamer Lynn, I think.
And we want you to keep it
100.
Goodbye,
Goodbye,
everybody.
guys.